All right, guys, here's an update for you. I don't know if this is the smartest thing to do, what I'm doing, sharing my journey with you play by play as things happen in real time, but I feel like two things. There's a lot of you who have really supported me energetically, financially with the GoFundMe, and just been such amazing friends, and even people who I've never met before supporting me because they've watched my videos. You've watched my videos, you're rooting for me, and I feel like sharing the journey with you it just makes it so that I don't feel so alone in this. And maybe this is my way of getting my mental health, even though I requested mental health help from my doctors, but this is helping, right? And also because I believe in the power of the collective energy, the power of just multiple people from around the world rooting for me and praying and sending their greatest intentions and vibes and their healing thoughts. Really helps me. So with that being said, I had my oncologist appointment just a few minutes ago. I just got done and hopped in the car and decided to go for a quick ride just to get my mind clear again. So welcome to the roller coaster of healing. I think overall it went really well. I feel really hopeful because, one, the oncologist that I found and am working with is one of the top oncologists possibly in the nation. He's got over 500 peer-reviewed papers. And anyway, so enough about that. One of the first things he told me as he hopped on the call, because it was a televideo call, was that he said along the lines of people who are in stage 4 with your type of cancer is curable. People are cured from that. So I just wanted to start off with that. And so that led to going over my scans and my history with the other hospital that I was at, because this is my first time meeting my medical oncologist at City of Hope. So he went over my scans and he said that there were two concerns. The two things that he was concerned about. One was it looked like the microwave ablation was successful, but he wants to double check because of how it looks on the scan, the MRI, because he would prefer it to be a little bit larger, like the ablation site to be a little bit larger, but on one of the sides of the tumor, it seemed like it got just enough of the tumor. So usually what they like to see is like a centimeter, at least a centimeter around the tumor, and on all sides to be burned off. But from how it looks on the scan, it looks like on one side, it was burned off right at the edge of it. And he just wants to make sure there was nothing left. So we're going to order more scans. I believe I'm getting a PET CT scan or PET scan. And the other thing he was concerned about was that there's potentially another spot in the liver that might have been overlooked or not seen by the previous doctors. And so he wants to double check that. And I think the PET scan is going to allow him to see clearly more about that. In which case, if it is another spot on the liver, we're going to have to go straight into chemo. And he made me feel good about chemo, the type of chemo that they'll be using. But he was also very honest about you know, what chemo actually does and the percentages. And basically he says even with chemo, there's about a, it really only improves um, chances of recurrence, or I forgot what the exact wording was, but like by 25%. So like if when the chemo is successful, that the chances of recurrence is only 25% or something like that. Without chemo, it would be upwards to 50 to 60% of recurrence. And so he said, even if it's 25%, it's a big 25%. And that's why they use it. I asked him about immunotherapy, and he mentioned that they're going to be doing some testing on my markers and what makes, like, there's specific genes or specific types of people where chemotherapy or immunotherapy actually works and responds. He says that people in stage 4 with my type of stage 4, where the metastases is in the liver, the immunotherapy responds, I believe, to only about 5% of that population. I believe I'm part of that 5%, of course, but he's going to run more tests. I love how thorough he is, and he ordered like a bunch more different like blood tests and genetics tests, and he just wants to make sure, what the, like, how to make this as non-invasive and as, like, even if it means combining therapies and stuff, because that's what he's known for, is immunotherapy, gene therapy, combinations of therapies, and of all stages, for people of all stages in their cancer journey. And so I'm very confident that he's going to find the right treatment for me based on my tests. So even though I heard all of that, even though I heard him say twice that he thinks that what I have, my situation is curable, my mind tells a different story. I've been on such a high for the past couple of weeks now, maybe even 3 weeks, of just like, okay, we've got this, because I was in the in-betweens, and I really learned to really look at the positives, and I still do. But after the call today, I was just like, oh, this is very real. Another spot, like another thing to deal with. Where else are these cells hiding in my body? Like, is this ever going to end? Is there ever going to be a time where the scans stop and the testing stop, the monitoring? It's like my mind goes there, or went there. It's not so much there anymore. I called my friend Kara right away to let her know. Called Nesto, talked to Nesto, and we're focusing on the bright side. We're focusing on the type, or I think that what you have is curable. That's what I'm going to latch onto. And I'm going to trust that I'm in great hands, the best hands in this, to solve this problem for me. And I'm also in the best circle of people from all around the world, the nation, who are showing up, just being very, very kind people, very compassionate people, and understanding, and like that in itself is so empowering. So I want to thank you guys for that, because that helps me stay positive. It really does. I know I've got this, and I know that with, your prayers and your comments and staying joyful for me and holding me in such a positive light and trusting that I know what I'm doing with how I'm deciding to proceed with my treatment, I've got this. Scratch that. We've got this. And I'm not just doing this for myself. I'm doing this for you, and I'm doing this for people who will come after me. I'm doing this for the people who have gone before me. And I'm going to be an example of a success story. That's what I'm holding on to. That's what I'm latching on to. So even though that there's these little roller coasters happening inside my head, whew, and thank you for coming along on this one. Are you sure you don't want to watch another channel? Are you sure you don't want to follow another profile? Because I have a feeling we're on a ride together. But yeah, that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm sharing with you. It feels right to share this with you. And if you've commented and if you've messaged me, if you've called me, please know that if I haven't messaged back or if I don't message back right away, it's not because I don't want to. It's because I am doing my best to just take my time and to stay as stress-free as possible, to keep my central nervous system as regulated as possible. If I don't talk to you, if I don't pick up the phone, it's not because I don't want to. It's because I just need my space. That is all. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for your support, and stay tuned until the next update. Okay, bye.